Well, such an amazing way to start up with the video. Opening a new deck of cards and just smelling it. I really love the smell of, fresh card deck, and, it's really good. What's up guys, welcome back to yet another video, and today in this video we are going to be talking about our studio once again. Now, so today in this video what we are actually going to talk about is making up your own YouTube setup or your home workspace. Now, I do know that a lot of you all people are YouTube creators, and you all already know how hard is it to make a YouTube setup and do a shoot, and and if your setup is temporary like mine was, then you all know how much the trouble and the work we need to put in to make those setup and and again deassemble it, and again for the next shoot we again need to reassemble it. So for the past few weeks I've been working on this right here, this room makeover project, which I have I am about to finish. It's almost 95% completed, and a bit amount of work is left right here. As you all can see behind me, the walls, I have to repaint it, and that's the final work to be done. So now, as I've said, I have been working on this project for past few weeks, and why do we really need a particular setup or a particular workspace? If you guys I have already said, if you guys create your own YouTube videos, then you guys know the trouble of making this perfect YouTube setup. How hard is it to make those lighting setup, camera, where to keep it, all that trouble. So I wanted to really avoid that. So for that reason, I built this whole project. I decided to really do this. And so today in this video I am gonna give you guys tips for how to utilize your room and make your room into your workspace or a YouTube studio or your home office. So it's really simple. All you guys need to do is follow these tips which is given on the screen, and I'm gonna go through all of them, and I'm just gonna give you guys the tips which you guys really need to follow to make your room like an office studio, and as well as your bedroom, just between the two, the perfect balance between the two. First step, what you guys really need to do is analyze your room. Now make sure that you guys do this step at first, because you guys will really need to keep in mind like how much space does your room have. Now a lot of you guys might be there who have a lot smaller room than mine, or a lot bigger room than mine. So what I would like to really give you guys right here a suggestion is, make sure that you guys think to yourself like, where do I keep this and that stuff? Where do you want your computer to be? Where do you want your YouTube setup to be? And where do you want your bed, your locker, those wardrobes and all. At first, what I really did and what do I really suggest you is start moving out the biggest object in your room, which is of course your bed. Now here, as you all can see, I have a king size bed on this room. So it was situated right here at the place where I am sitting right now. Now you guys can already think of how big the bed might have been. Make sure that you guys have proper tools to unscrew your bed, as you guys don't want to mess up your bed. Alright, so that was for the bed. Take care of your bed. You don't want to have an extra expense buying another bed. So alright, so then comes the second biggest object in your room, and that's your wardrobe. Okay, so this wardrobe right here, as you all can see, it's just beside me, but my actual plan wasn't this. I thought to myself, I would place my this wardrobe right there, and that didn't work out, so I brought it right here. It was right here, but due to as the mirror was just facing me from this side, it would be a lot creepier to film at 3 a.m. in the morning, because my reflection would have been right here. So for that reason, I thought to myself, I will move this right there. So after that, after figuring out where will I finalizing this bed and wardrobe, where will it go. So now then comes the part where you will think to yourself, where will I place my computer. For me as a video editor, After Effects creator, I really tend to have a lot of space while working out, and not congested. I cannot work on congested places. Of course, if I am outside traveling, I really need to work on that, because that's another thing. But whenever I'm working at my home or slash office, I would like to have a bit of big space in order to do my work. It really depends upon you, how much the workspace do you require. For me, it takes a lot. At first I really thought to myself, I will keep my computer just beside my this setup, and it will be a lot easier to just work out. But here's what I can see right here. There's my bed, and if I would have kept my computer right here as the computer table, actually it's a dining table, I'm just keeping my computer table right there, so don't ask me why. All right, so if I would have kept the computer table just beside right here, then it would have been a lot hard to just to move around, because there won't be a ton of space, because the chair at the table would take a lot of space. So I gave up on that plan, and I moved my computer to that corner, just beside this camera. Here's what you can see on the screen. So and then I placed it right there. All right, so now that was for the computer setup. Now I'll come back to it once again a bit later on. Now let's talk about this setup. Now creating this setup was a challenge for me. I really needed to thought where will I will place my light, whether I will keep whether I want that light to face me from this side or this side. And as my window is right there, it will work as background light for me, so I don't need to keep this light there. So I kept it right here, just behind the camera. I hope at this point of time my camera isn't getting fogged up, because I don't know why. I think it's because it's getting old, that's why it gets foggy whenever I am filming. Let's not talk about that. Now let's talk about this setup. All right, so this is a normal table right here. As well can see, I like the wooden finished product. I don't know why, but I like wooden product a lot. So I want my YouTube setup to be better, so I choose this table right here. This one is really old, and then I attached my microphone. I always wanted to use this, but I wasn't able to use this because I didn't have a proper setup. I always used to have those extra microphone hooked into my phone, and then I hooked up this this XLR cable, or I guess that's what we call it, and then this stand microphone BM800. I'm using this one. So then I connected it to the sound card and to my laptop. It's directly recording right there on the screen. And this is all the setup, and right here I have my camera with the tripod on, and the light is all DIY. So that was it for the setup, guys. We have completed everything. So I directly record my audio from now onwards onto my laptop, and then in the post I will directly edit it with the clip which I have. Syncing process, it will be a lot easier to do as compared to my phone, because I don't need to continuously plug my phone into my computer. Okay, so now let's talk about my computer. Now, as I've already said, I will come back to it later on in the video. So this is the point where I again talk about my computer. As you all can see in the screen, I had my power supply sitting in the middle of my computer. So now the power supply which I was actually using in my computer, it got short circuit, and due to lockdown, and as this virus is getting to our place also. Now please please follow the rules and regulations. Only go out if you guys really need to, otherwise please stay at your home. Stay safe, stay healthy, watch my tutorials, and have fun. Guys, so now let's talk about power supply. Now this is what really took me a couple of days to finish it. Not a couple of days, it took me like almost 2 days to just think over it, whether I should do it or not. And at last I did it, and here as well can see on the screen, like I don't want to even talk about like how much I had to think, and how much I had to work on the power supply in order to make it good. And there was a fear in my mind, like whether this will work or not, because I had cut out the old power supply, that big plug, and I was cutting out each cable and connecting to my that properly working power supply, and connecting it and soldering it again. So I was really there was a fear in my mind whether that will work or not. But guys, thankfully, thank God, it worked. So at last I really did it, and it's working really fine. Those solder really worked out, and I'm really happy with that. Practice makes a man perfect. So I was practicing the solder, the studio, and post-production of audio, video, photography, everything. Doing this for a long period of time made me really feel proud of me myself, because I can do tons of work on my own, which is really necessary if you guys are traveling, or you guys are home alone, or you guys are working alone at your office. Basically guys, if you guys are working alone like me, it is really hard, because if you guys don't know a thing like recording or audio on Audacity or Adobe Audition, then it will be really hard for you to execute those kind of things. So guys, please practice. If you guys want more tutorials, then you guys can comment down below. Alright, so today in this video we talked about everything that what you guys will need right here in order to make your own YouTube setup / home studio or home office. So now that was really simple. Now I gotta need to go, as I will need to edit this video. And guys, I'm really sorry for vanishing away, because I was working right here, working really hard for you guys, so in order that you guys will have these two amazing tutorials, and you guys may learn something new. Okay guys, now I think we have reached towards this end of today's video, and I hope that you guys really enjoyed. And just make sure that you guys utilize your room space properly, and just make sure that you guys don't make your room so compressed or compact, or just balance it between the two, and your room will be really fine. Right here I have my own YouTube setup right here. I can film whenever I would like to. Then I can move out there. Just behind this camera is my editing setup. I can go right there, just edit my videos, and it will be really easier for me from now onwards to work on it. And next video guys, I think I will do a tutorial video, or let's see what will I come up with. Stay tuned guys. I hope that you guys will stay home, stay safe. Alright guys, so let's wrap up today's video right here, and also make sure that you guys subscribe, like, and share my channel with all your friends and family and all the people who around you. Alright guys, so a lot of this more amazing content and tutorials, and a lot of video about photography and cinematography are gonna come up on my channel. Let's wrap up today's video right here with a slogan: "Be kind, be positive, peace." Ooh, that was really intense, dude.